Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Blue Cigar Podcast Lounge. I'm your special host for the evening, Smoke Load the Third, better known as Smoke. Tonight I have a guest with me. We won't keep it nice and respectful. We're gonna introduce Sergeant Major.
Hey,
How we doing this evening?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me, man. I'm really excited to share any kind of positive vibe I'm getting over here at the Blue Sky Lounge. I'm Sergeant Major Cole.
Nice to meet you for the evening.
All right.
We're gonna jump right in, and I'm wondering, what are you smoking tonight?
I am smoking a 60 gauge Maduro, man, and I really started my 60 gauge here at the Blue Cigar Lounge. Prior to being here, I wasn't doing the 60 gauge, but this is the most mellow smoke that I've had in the sense that you think that the bigger cigars are going to give you a lot more impact, but this is smooth, man.
I don't know. I'm still kind of new to it. They want to get me in there smoking the cigars, but I'm not really ready to graduate there. I still stick with the small ones here and there on occasion.
Yeah.
But it's a way to go there. It's part of a brotherhood. It's like a fraternity. As all things we do learn, you're a sergeant major. You should know about the pecking order. So
Absolutely.
first,
Absolutely.
first and foremost, we want to salute you and thank you for your service.
Well, I really appreciate it, man, and that really means a lot. Especially, I did 26 years, a couple tours, and it wasn't all what I thought it would be when I got back. And so when the brothers give a shout out, man, it's well appreciated. Thank you.
Not intended for that, but thank you.
Okay.
Say a lot of people don't give enough to it. Like you see another black man, they don't want to say anything. I want to make sure we shout
Yeah.
that out,
All right.
respect that. Say
Yeah,
because
man.
without you guys doing what you do, there would be no us. But let me ask you another question. As far as being in the military and smoking cigars, I know it's not the
Right.
same, but however,
Yeah. Yeah.
being at this lounge is a brotherhood. Being in the military is a brotherhood. What would you say would be your comparison of the
Well,
two?
it's really interesting, and this is really the ideal spot for me to really, kind of enjoy the rest of my life in terms of I started smoking cigars in the military. In
Okay.
fact, I was in Iraq in the combat zone during the war.
Okay.
And so every time we would go out on a mission, we'd come back, and then I wasn't a sergeant major then. He'd break out the cigars, and we just sit back and be like, man, another day,
More of a victory.
Yeah, yeah. Or basically getting inside the wire. So you got outside the wire, all hell, right? Inside the wire is supposed to be your people, and this is where you could recharge for a mission, recharge for a minute, and go out. So my sergeant major broke out these cigars, and I was like, man, okay. Everybody doing it, and I found it to be peace.
What was your rank at the
You
time?
know, I was an E8.
Okay.
But wasn't out in the field. So senior on the trip, but still riding. Riding with the E5s, E4s, and E1s. And then when we got inside the wire, we broke out the cigars, and it was just really saying, "Hey, we made it, and we could relax."
But what kind of cigars did y'all have there?
Man, back in them days, it was so. They were Cubans,
Okay.
but I really didn't know because you could get anything. When you outside here, you can get all kinds of stuff. So it was Cuban, but I really didn't. I wasn't a connoisseur. I just was really just because they did it, I did it. But
Gotcha.
what we found, it was relaxing.
For
You know.
interest, if you are a connoisseur and you want to know different things to check out, come by the Blue Cigar and Podcast Lounge and stop by and buy you a stick.
Yeah.
Excuse me on that. But you want to come put some smoke in there, have a good ambiance, good friends. Tonight is really more of a quiet event, but we like to have guests come down on occasion. Come join the audience when you get a chance. But back on that. So you were E8 at the time,
Mm-hmm.
and you had Cubans. What
Mm-hmm.
would you say is your most exotic cigar to this date?
I like the Nicaraguans, but I'm always partial to Cubans because I think cigars give you a vibe. It puts you in a moment, puts you in a space and a time, and that's what smoking a cigar puts me. You might say a safe space. I was inside the wire, and that meant I live for another day. And so I'm really always partial to when I can get something like that at Cuban. But the Nicaraguans, we can get that. I'm really, really partial to those. I like the Maduros, but I'm really open to a good smoke because it's just a vibe. The people, especially here at the Blue Cigar Lounge, just been incredible. They are my family and brothers, and it all started around the cigar, man.
Nothing wrong with that. But thank you, Big D, for letting us come in and get these cigars. Anybody else who is listening, we are located on Mount Vernon and San Bernardino. So you might want to Google it or don't even Google it. Check us in the bio, and it will be enlisted in the bio because we would like you guys to come down and smoke a cigar with us. But
Yeah.
I would say, as far as the cigars, like I don't really smoke them, but
Mm-hmm.
I get the second hand, so I get where they're going with it. So sometimes I would do it, but it's like it's more of a feeling, like you said, like it puts you in a zone in a nice
Mm-hmm.
mood. For instance, we get the drinks, we get the cigars. You know, nice conversations, nice topics. Sometimes we
Mm-hmm.
can go left field. Sometimes we're gonna keep it on point. But however,
With
that's
the
how you got to
fellas.
keep it.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this one.
Mm-hmm.
Being that you're not in the service anymore, do you like to shoot still?
Yeah, I do. I do. I don't get out as much as I like to, but I do. I mean, you wouldn't be a soldier if you didn't have a couple, a couple pieces. Uh, but yeah, I do get out with a couple of my fellows. They might just call me up. We might even do it for lunchtime. Take a lunch break
I'll make
and
sure
hit
I
the
get your
range.
contact information so we will set that up. So on another day,
Hmm.
just for people, if you're no longer in the service and you need something to do, stop by.
Yeah.
We're gonna set up a list for those who need something to do because it's kind of hard for some people to just coming back home and they need somebody to talk to.
Yeah, that's
This
real.
is a place where you can have a safe space and have some nice conversations. Like I said, we're here with Sergeant Major tonight, and it's a good feeling
Yeah.
just to know that you made it home. Everything's going the right way, that way it's supposed to be. I appreciate that a lot.
Yeah, and it ain't all easy, but it's really the people that you're around, the people that you can call family, the people you can call friends. And there's some people that I met here that I felt like I've known them all my life, and it's all been over the cigars. And we plan trips, we have steak dinner, we have all kinds of things that are just good, uh, fun for fellas, you know. And we keep it real. I mean, when I look at my history, I got 32, 39 years of marriage, right? And I'm here. And my wife, she gets it. She understands there's this place where the fellas need to go, and so this is my therapy.
How you make 39 years work?
Man, it wasn't easy. No, no, I didn't say that bad. No, it was. I did 26 in the military, so I'm one of those kind of guys that I find a pattern. I don't change much.
Okay.
I find a pattern, and man, and I lock in. You
So
know.
okay, so you locked in. That's how you made it work. So how'd
Mm-hmm.
you get it started?
Ooh, man. Wow, that's a good story. We met in college, man. My wife is from Chicago, and we met at an HBCU, Central State, in Ohio.
Okay.
Met there and kind of hit it off. And ever since then, she came out to California, and I did too. And we just kind of got it going from there, man. 2 kids later, and 30 some years later. You know,
I don't know. I gave it a shot at one point, so it's kind of skeptical on doing something
yeah.
again. But
Mm.
like I said, I do understand having daughters, stuff like that. Like for instance,
Mm-hmm.
before we got in the podcast tonight, I was helping my daughter change the
Yeah.
brakes, and
Mm-hmm.
all I can think of is, "Where's your so-called boyfriend?" Like these young men nowadays don't know how to do anything.
Man.
So
Ooh, don't get me
it's
off
kind
on
of a
that.
losing battle on that one. But
Man.
sometimes I still got to get out there and help them to let them know, you want my daughter, I wouldn't do this for you. I was like, but that's the thing you got to teach your daughters growing up is find you a man that's gonna help you succeed and do
Now,
things that need to be done.
absolutely, and that is the whole key. I got 2 daughters. I remember I was in Louisiana, and me and a couple of my other retired buddies were driving by, and we seen this young lady out fixing a flat, and seen her boyfriend right there standing. She got the wrench. He's standing.
Good for nothing.
Yeah. But here's the deal. So I think that everybody should get some level of training. So we pulled up on him, and we were just sitting there saying, and we literally asked the young brother, "What you doing, man? Why ain't you helping her do this?" And to be honest with me, he said he didn't know how to do it.
Yeah, that's the problem. They say your father's got to teach his son things, and a lot of these guys don't have fathers.
Yeah,
But sometimes you just find people to come around and then bring it back to them.
sure. And so what we did, we just dropped off and said, "Hey, young lady, step off, step back." And we showed him, "Hey, young blood, check this out. This is how this goes." And that's in our blood. But I think you're right. Some of them didn't have that kind of police, but I think sometimes they could have done a lot more to jump in there on that piece. So
We'll get on that on another one.
yeah,
But I
yeah.
want to thank you for stopping in to
All
have
right,
that conversation with me. And I
yeah,
do appreciate you stopping by the Blue Cigar Podcast Lounge for this evening.
man. Anytime the Blue Chicago Lounge is the spot, and thank you for having me. Want to thank out big shout out to Big D, and thank you, man. Appreciate you.
You too. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. If you are with us tonight, like I say, put some things in the comments. Ladies, if you smoke cigars, This is a safe place for you to come down and smoke too. Join us on another.